Double Olympic 800-metre champion Caster Semenya has won her appeal at the European Court of Human Rights to challenge whether her rights have been infringed by rules requiring women athletes with naturally high testosterone to reduce those levels through medication. Our senior reporter, Geraint Hughes, has been across this story and joins us now. Right, how significant is this ruling?
It's a significant ruling, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the status quo as we sit here now today changes. I'll explain what exactly has happened today. This is not the first time that Caster Semenya has had a legal battle in the courts. In fact, it's the third time. But this is her first victory, which is significant. But there is some way to go. I think if she wants the clarity that she wants, and maybe if she, she is 32 now, if she does want to continue her career, competing at distances that she wants to compete at, where she doesn't have to take medical suppression against testosterone, there's a long way to go. Let me quickly explain what's happened today. The ruling today was at the European Court of Human Rights, but it was against basically the Swiss federal courts. She previously lost cases against the Court of Arbitration for Sport and against the Swiss Federal Court as well. It's essentially against the Swiss government today, if you want to break it down into that. What they have found in her favour, the European Courts of Human Rights, is that her human rights were infringed by having to sit within rules where she had to suppress her natural levels of testosterone. Caster Semenya, this is another argument where I think, especially in the realms of social media, the argument has become very vociferous and toxic, is Caster Semenya is what's known as DSD. She has a difference of sexual development. She is classed as a female. She was born with female genitalia. She also has elements of male genitalia that naturally are within her body. So she has naturally high levels of testosterone. Prior to this ruling, and in terms of her running, we know her to be an 800-metre Olympic champion, an 800 and 1500-metre world champion. However, since 2018, Rob, she was required under the rules of World Athletics, previously the IAAF, if she wanted to compete between 400 metres and up to a mile, she would have to take testosterone-suppressing medication. The rules since March saying all events, you've got to take that medication to suppress testosterone 6 months prior to competition. So they're even tougher, the rules now. What she's won today is that it effectively it's endangering her health. It's discriminating against her by having to take that medication. But as I said, this is against in the jurisdiction of Switzerland, against the Swiss government. It is not against World Athletics. Their ruling is separate and it's in place already. So Caster Semenya cannot compete at the moment because World Athletics rules remain in place. I've had that confirmed this morning, Rob. Their remaining place is that if she were to compete in their events, she would still have to continue to take testosterone-suppressing drugs.
So what happens next? Where does this leave her?
Right. It's not over. I've already mentioned to you there, haven't I? This is the third time she's been in court. The judges today at the European Court of Human Rights, there were 7 of them, Rob, 4-3 majority, so it's a narrow majority. World Athletics, again, in their statement to me, have pointed out that, that's significant as well. Because it's only testing the Swiss courts within Switzerland now is to get a final ruling on this, is to push it back to the courts, to the European Court of Human Rights, but to their grand court, their grand jury. That's effectively like a Supreme Court hearing here now to get a final verdict on them. And the World Athletics, I think their feeling is, with the arguments they've had and the victories they've had within the Court of Arbitration for Sport and the Swiss Federal Tribunal, they feel they're on good ground legally. But for today, this is a significant victory for Caster Semenya. I think it will end up in court again at the grand jury of the European Court of Human Rights for a final decision. But as it stands, nothing changes. Caster Semenya, if she does want to compete, say, at the World Athletics Championships that are coming up soon in Budapest, she will have to take testosterone-suppressing medication. She did so last year in Oregon. She competed in the 5,000 metres and she didn't qualify for the final.
OK, Geraint, thank you very much indeed.